All right, Nick, let's talk about the Michigan Wolverines coming in. Head coach Sharon Moore seen a lot of great stuff in this spring period already. But this latest transfer to Michigan, I think, is something that's going to help them out massively on the defensive side of the ball in the backfield. Let's get into the article and we can talk more about it on the other side. This is from over on 24/7 Sports. It says Albany transfer Amir Hall has committed to Michigan football. He announced shortly after visiting the Wolverines. The news gives valuable cornerback depth to bolster what should remain one of the best defensives in college football. 24/7 Sports first reported news of Hall's visit to Michigan on May 15th. He gave his pledge to staff shortly after that trip, and though an up transfer from the FCS Albany Great Danes to Michigan will represent a significant increase in competition level, has recent success with selective pickups from the portal. Last season, the Wolverines got a commitment from UMass transfer Josh Wallace, and he was critical during the national championship run. Wallace emerged as a potential NFL draft candidate and signed an undrafted free agent slot with the Los Angeles Rams. Nick, I think this is a great pickup for Michigan in more than one way. I think there's a lot of great things about this one. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this one, but Michigan fans, in the comment section below, we've seen a lot of great guys make a lot of great plays and, already some new faces coming to this team already through the spring period. We've seen some shining stars potentially emerge, but we want to know in the comment section below, who are you thinking is going to be the bright spot for this Michigan team? Who is nobody else looking at through the spring period? Who has really caught your eye? Let us know in the comment section below. But Nick, what are your thoughts on this latest transfer out of Albany?
Yeah, I think it's a really great move by Michigan. I think Amir Hall is one of those guys who emerged in D1 AA football last year as an elite level superstar. But the reality is, being D1 AA FCS as it's called now, some of these guys they have flaws, right? That maybe they're not big enough, maybe they're not fast enough. They could be good football players, but they don't have the measurables needed to execute at a high level in Division One. Amir Hall is not the case. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. He's got good top end speed, not phenomenal top end speed, but he's plenty fast enough, plenty quick enough to be a great addition to this Michigan Wolverines defensive backfield. So this is a guy who, for whatever reason, fell to Albany through the recruiting process and is now going to the Michigan Wolverines. I think this is a great addition. You look at his productivity last season: 5 picks, returned 1 for touchdown. He's got 3 forced fumbles in his career, has half a sack on his resume as well, 7 total picks in his career. So this guy is the definition of defensive playmaker. He's a guy you can do a lot of different things with. He can blitz off the edge, great at forcing turnovers. He's productive with the ball in his hands once he picks up the fumble or gets the interception. So he checks every single box that you would want. The only concern I would have is what's the competition level going to be like? Obviously, playing in the Division One AA FCS, the Colonial Athletic Conference CAA, that's not nearly the same as the Big Ten. But here's the good news, and here's why it really matters. Because the transfer portal has just taken over college football so much that all the advantages that you used to have in terms of if you had a class of guys who have played together for 2 or 3 years are now completely gone away because everyone's got new guys. So the challenge of adjusting to new competition has completely been mitigated because everyone at Ohio State, everyone in Indiana, Wisconsin, Oregon, UCLA, USC, half their team is transfers. So half the team of all of Michigan's competition is new to the Big Ten. So Amir Hall doesn't have to worry about, I got to go up against 50 guys every week that's been playing Big Ten football for the past 3 or 4 years. Half the guys he's going to go up against have been playing Sun Belt or SEC maybe or old Pac-12 or D1 AA like him. So again, the biggest concern with a guy like Amir Hall is how can he adjust his game to a high level competition? Well, that's literally concern for half the people he's going to play against. So his biggest concern has been completely mitigated. He's got the right physical tool set. He was incredibly productive. Good head on his shoulders. This was a great addition by Sharon Moore, this entire Michigan coaching staff. I think Wolverines fans are going to hear Amir Hall's name a lot during the regular season, and not for any bad reasons. I think he's going to be a big-time defensive playmaker for you.
Yeah, Nick, in this late in the transfer portal season, so to speak, to get a guy of this caliber who's going to be a great quality player for Michigan, I think that was great because, like we all know, Michigan came into the offseason. They had some great guys at corner. They had Will Johnson, Rod Moore, Makari Page, Keon Saab, and DJ Waller all coming up. They could be very valuable pieces. But then we know Moore suffered a knee injury. Then Saab transfers to Alabama. Then Waller leaves, transfers to Kentucky. So Michigan came into this offseason really stacked at the corner position, really stacked at DB. Now they're left looking for guys to help fill in, and this is the perfect person to bring in. It's like you said, this is a guy who has all the measurables, all the playmaking ability. He puts it all on paper. The only question about him is, can he do it at the highest level? This is a national championship team. I think it's still a national championship caliber defense. Can this guy fit into that environment? And I like what you said because it's really interesting. You don't hear this too much. May not matter whether he could do it or not because I think everyone's on level playing ground when it comes to that. If you've got the measurables, if you got the talent, what talent you played against or what talent Michigan played against last season doesn't matter because it's going to be completely new talent this season. Until the transfer portal and NIL kind of settled down, there's some rhythm there. I think it's like you said, things are ever changing every year. It's almost like you're going up at a new team every time you face them. So I think this is a great opportunity for Hall and Michigan to sign a player that's kind of unknown that, maybe struggle if you go up against an Ohio State team with receivers who've all been playing together and a quarterback who's been playing together for 5+ years and everybody's gelled. But that's not going to be the case anymore. That's just not how things work in this era of college football. So I think Hall is going to shine, and I think Michigan is going to be able to help him do just that.